The legal status of game mods can vary depending on several factors, including the game developer's policies, copyright law, and how the mod is distributed and used. Here are some key points regarding the legal status of game mods. Copyright and intellectual property. Game developers typically hold the copyright to their games and may have specific terms of use regarding modifications. Creating mods that directly copy or use significant portions of copyrighted game assets without permission can infringe on intellectual property rights. Modding policies. Many game developers encourage and support modding communities by providing modding tools, APIs, and guidelines. These developers may explicitly permit the creation and distribution of mods under certain conditions, such as non-commercial use or restrictions on using copyrighted assets. Fair use. In some jurisdictions, modding can be protected under fair use provisions of copyright law. Fair use allows for limited use of copyrighted materials for purposes such as criticism, commentary, education, or transformative purposes. Whether a mod qualifies as fair use depends on factors like the nature of the use, amount of copyrighted material used, and its effect on the market for the original game. Distribution platforms. Platforms like Nexus Mods, Steam Workshop, and Bethesda.net often have terms of service that govern the distribution and use of mods. These terms may include guidelines on content ownership, moderation, and user agreements that mod creators and users must comply with. Commercialization. Selling mods or using mods to generate revenue can complicate the legal status. Game developers may restrict commercial use of mods or require licensing agreements for monetization. Some platforms have specific policies on monetization, such as revenue-sharing models or donation systems. Derivative works. Mods are considered derivative works under copyright law, as they modify or build upon existing game content. Whether a mod constitutes a permissible derivative work depends on the extent of modification, transformative nature, and potential market impact on the original game. Enforcement and liability. Game developers have the right to enforce their intellectual property rights and may issue takedown notices for mods that violate their policies or copyright laws. Modders and distribution platforms may face legal consequences for distributing infringing content or violating terms of service. Community norms and practices. Modding communities often self-regulate through community norms, guidelines, and best practices. Respect for intellectual property rights, crediting original creators, and collaborative development practices help maintain positive relationships between modders, developers, and players. In summary, while many game developers support modding as a creative extension of their games, modders should be aware of legal considerations such as copyright, fair use, and platform policies. Understanding and respecting these factors can help modders create and distribute mods responsibly while minimizing legal risks and fostering a supportive modding community.